Why do you use a prop on a topwater bait? Hey guys and girls, let's look at the catch of the day for March 7th, March the 7th. The scripture is going to be out of Romans 14:19. So let us try to do what makes peace and helps one another. Wow, what a great thing to think about for today. Let's try to make peace and help one another. Instead of stir up strife and be a burden, let's be a blessing. Let's try to make peace and help one another. A while back, I fished with a 13-year-old girl. Tamara was her name. She had won a fishing trip with me. She's a beautiful young lady who loves the outdoors, and she really loves to fish. That day, however, she put her spinnerbait in the trees many times throughout the day. In fact, I kidded her by saying, "George, George, George of the jungle, watch out for that tree." Mostly, though, I encouraged her and I congratulated her on every good cast. And believe me, there were many. Plus, she caught quite a few really good bass that day. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. God forgives our mistakes. He continually encourages us to do better. We need to do the same with one another. So while you're thinking about what you're going to be doing out there today, you might think about just going out there and just trying to make someone else's day better. I know we're all trying to make our own day better. I do that continually. I'm constantly trying to make my own day better. But instead of thinking about that, how about just thinking about, what can I do to make someone else's day better? And you know, you can do it so easily. It's just amazing. Sometimes just smiling at somebody makes their day better. You know, I just spent the last couple of weeks out on the road. I stayed in some incredibly great hotels. I think I stayed in some of the most beautiful hotels that I've stayed in my entire life. So I rode in elevators a lot. And it's amazing when somebody gets in an elevator. A lot of them will just look down, but if they kind of look at it, if you'll just smile and say, "Hey, how you doing today?" they'll smile back at you. So you've done something good for somebody just by simply smiling and just being pleasant and being nice. But look for ways to encourage people. Look for ways to say something nice. Look for some ways to make someone else's day better, to help one another, to make peace throughout the day. You get in a situation where you have an opportunity to argue with somebody or say something a little bit bad or wrong, just don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, we're in a political season, obviously, and so there's a lot of bad things being said about a lot of people. And a lot of people argue about politics a lot. I try to stay away from that as much as possible. I know somebody would disagree with that, but but let me tell you, when they start talking about politics, change the subject, talk about how well the fish are biting. Let's look and see what our tip is for today. A prop on a topwater bait emulates extremely small bait fish on the surface. So that's exactly what a prop is doing, is emulating, that's a hard word for me to say, emulating extremely small bait fish. So when you're fishing a prop bait on a topwater, think about that. Think about what you're trying to emulate. You're trying to make it look like a whole bunch of little small bait fish. And I really think that what's happening out there is, I believe that the bass see that topwater bait and they see that little prop spinning and throwing water all around, and they think that whatever that is up there that's about yay long is eating those little tiny bait fish. And so he thinks, I'm just going to go up there and eat everything. I'm going to go up there and just do it all. And that's exactly what they do. So just keep that in mind when you're fishing. And more often than not, working that bait slow or slowly works better than working it fast. Not always, but more often than not, working it slowly works better than working it fast. Hey guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. Make somebody else's day brighter.